Alright, this is my first video in a while. It's important though to me, really important actually. If I had a title, I guess I'd call it like the attack of manhood in the US, or the attack on manhood in the US. I have a lot of examples, but I want to say a couple things first. First off, I think people, when people are smart and aggressive about it, it comes off as wanting to be better or trying to prove that people think I'm trying to prove that I'm smarter or act better, kind of, and I want to make sure this is, it's a big misunderstanding. I want us all to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially the people I really care about. I've always wanted us all to get better. It's not about me personally being better. It's us all being better as a team. I learned young, there's no I in team. That translates to life. You need a team to win. The teams that always won championships had the best teamwork. My point is yeah. So what happens though? So since I come off as trying to be smart or a philosopher, my own grandma criticizes me for it. My own dad, my brother at times. Everyone's criticized me at some point for trying to be smart. When did that become wrong? Probably the same people who told me if I didn't go to college I wouldn't be smart either. Nice try. Anyway, so it's the philosopher. So they come to me with an ego, or they want to prove me wrong because they think I'm always trying to be right. No, I'm not always trying to be right. I'm always trying to find the truth. We all will know that one truth. It's like, and I'm putting, every day, all I do is I put hours and hours into. Well, I put hours and hours into every thought I ever came up with. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how to focus, dedicate, and work hard. I know how to do all those things. And what I'm realizing is people can't even focus on a 4-minute song, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, even this video, like I was worried about how long it'd be because people want 6-second Vine clips. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not gonna do some corny talking shit, so I might come off boring to some people when I'm talking. I don't know, and I don't really care. But this is it's important. This is really important to me, really. And I just want to clear that out from the jump, that I'm not trying to be better than anyone. I want us all to be better. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I want us all to be better because I know we can. You know what I'm saying? There's this thing, Jay-Z has a song called A Dream. He goes, hey B, said ho, remind yourself, nobody built like you designed yourself. He said, I agree, I said, my one-of-a-kind self. Get stoned every day like Jesus did. But anyway, you guys might not, that might be a little offensive, I don't know. Anyway, but the point is he said he built himself. Nobody built like you designed yourself. I feel that way too. It's like everything in my life that I've grown to now at this point in my life, and whatever the day is in 2015, I've seen things from either, I was always interested in greatness, and greatness usually comes at a high intensity level. So now that's why I know intensity level, and this I'm gonna get into that in the manhood thing, but I saw, and also I was like, okay, what makes Tim Duncan great? What makes Kobe Bryant great? What makes whoever, the singer, I just named 2 basketball players, but it could be anyone, Tom Brady, fighter, Muhammad Ali, John F. Kennedy, these guys, Martin Luther King, Tupac. What makes, Jay-Z, what makes them have these attributes to get to that high of a mountaintop? And all of them I've studied immensely, studied hard, and I have a really, I've got to this point now where I'm really good at reading body language. I really can read energy on people, to the point where I can read people's characters pretty quickly these days. And that's not, that's not any kind of taboo. That's not any kind of, energy. No, that's real. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I mean, if you don't think energy is real, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so 4 minutes in, I had to get that out of the way. I don't, I'm just kind of winging this. I'm not trying to be scripted. I just don't like that shit. I usually flow better. I even have this piece of paper right here with some little keynotes. I'm gonna be real, and like even that, I don't like it. It throws off my thoughts. Even this throws off my thoughts a little bit. But anyway, the point is, let me get really to it. The attack on manhood in the U.S., right? What they're doing is whoever they, and people are like, who's they, right? I mean, look at it like this. If there was a king and a queen, right, in the medieval times, right, they would be the yay, right? And they make plans and, make, certain moves to control the people, really, to keep them contained. And this is the same thing. It's it's like a chessboard. There's most of us are pawns, or the masses, or some people like to call them sheep. You know, there's some wolves, there's some lions, you know, like a chessboard, there's pawns, there's some knights, there's king, queen, I forget the other thing. And 95% of people really are pawns. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not, that's not any kind of, it just is. That's just how it works, you know. Not everyone cares to keep learning. Not everyone cares to keep growing. You know, not everyone is willing to take the risks. You know, or some religions call some of those people the chosen ones. Or, you know, whatever, how you say, God's soldiers. And you know, something I've came in touch with is God lately in the last, like, really this year since my son's been born. He was a message from God, really. Really. You know, that's for another day. But let me get into this real quick. The attack on manhood in the U.S., okay? Every real man who stands up for what he believes and is willing, I don't want to say die for the truth, because I don't think they're willing to die for the truth, but they end up dying. They get killed. And they don't want men who think for themselves, period. You know, the problem people have with me is I think for myself, guys. Sorry. You know, so I don't believe everything Bruce Jenner told me in that fucking interview. He's a you know, let's get into it. The attack, okay, what's going on, right? There's no men. Look at your circle of life of people. Who are the real men? Honestly, who are the real men? Like, who, and you know, someone's going to say they're going to pick somebody, but on their definition of a real man, there's not many real men out there anymore. There isn't. Real men lead. They lead by example. At every asset, you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not just some things you can be great at. Like, you know, men were supposed to be graded at all. Or really, I mean, a real man is supposed to lead people. It's like, you know, so, you know, for me, it's like I need to be the best dad possibly. You know, 4 months in, I think I'm doing pretty good, almost 5 months in. I need to have as much knowledge as possible for the sake of, well, I mean, for the sake of my son and for everyone else, but funny how that works, you know. Instead of just accepting it, you know, that maybe I put more hours into thinking about shit that matters, let's just be ignorant and don't want Vinny to be right because we're playing from an ego, or we don't want to say he's right, or we don't even want to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut that shit out, guys. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. I'm not playing ego shit. You know what I'm saying? I never played that shit. I've never, like, you know, if it's a competition, don't get me wrong, I'm great at winning. I win. I've always won. You know, and that's just real. I'm tired of acting like it's not. And, you know, so, you know, I'd like to pick it up because when I flow, it's just weird talking into the camera, but, you know, if I'm talking to people, it's just a better flow. I'm, like, distracted, you know, but whatever. So, okay, so I'm just going to start with some examples. And basically the big thing that's changed in the last 15, 20 years is you know, they've removed passion and intensity out of almost everything. Okay, the human, you know, it's like the people calling shots, they don't want humans to be strong, right? And for example, race. The reason they want us against each other, okay, at the end of the day, and I'm gonna be honest, I've seen both sides, okay? I've seen both sides, white and black, per se. And I've been deep on other things too. I work, you know, when I first came to the Palm Desert, I worked with Mexican, like real Mexicans for a year. I was the white boy, you know. And I could end up communicating with them just by, you know, energy and tone and not knowing what they're saying, but being around it enough and picking up. And but anyway, but white and black, I like to think that I've seen both spectrums to the T. I get it now. It's taken a long time to see both, but I get them now. And for example, this is funny, right? Black people will always say acting white, right? Okay. And I get what they're saying, you know, it's, you know. But the funny thing is, white people in that case have to act white. And what that is that it's that interview face, you know, or the office face, you know, the job face. Or now, but what happened was, it became everything. It became the face to be accepted. Well, guys, hate to break to you, deception or that second thought or that second person, that's evil. You're never supposed to deceive. And it's not an evil thing that you just know, like people are like, oh, well, I just know how to act in certain situations. Okay, that's being fake. You know, that's the devil. I mean, really, you're supposed to live in the present moment in that one thought at all times. Pause. Okay, again, you're supposed to live in the present moment in that one thought. The second you have that second thought and changes that present moment because you're worried about these other things, you know, that's when shit gets confusing. And everyone now in the world has created that. We all, you know, and that's fucked. Like, black people should have been like, no, we don't need to act white, let's just be us. But the system doesn't let them. But the white people act like it's not happening to them too. But white, you know, it's like, I don't want to, and I don't even like the color thing. I don't. But what I do know is this, right? It's been fucked from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Black people have so many perceptions and cultures that are fucked that have them fucked in a mental slave box. White people do too, you know. And people don't get it. And I hate this color thing, guys. Stop. Stop. Just cut it out. Get rid of your perceptions. Get rid of what the TV told you. You know, I was telling Shanae the other night, it's like, there's no racism when I turn the TV off. You know what I'm saying? I said, Shanae, in 27 years, have you seen a war? I haven't, unless I turn the TV on. You know, I see a war on TV. I see crime on TV. I rarely see, I've never, you know, I've barely ever seen crime in my life. So I see crime on TV. Crime on TV. The war on TV. What was it? Crime on TV, war on TV. I'm drawing a blank at the other thing I said. Oh, racism. You turn the TV off, you don't see it. My life's pretty fucking flows pretty good. Not gonna lie. Anyway.